this is the next video in the HTML series from chapter 4. In this video, we will use frame and rules attribute of the table tag. If you have seen the previous video, in that we had made one table by using the border attribute, also use the cell spacing and cell padding attributes of the table. Cell spacing is used to give the space between the different cells of the table, and cell padding is used to give the space between the cell content and its border. In this video, we will use the frame and rules attribute. For that, we need to make a table first. So you all know that first of all, we need to use the root element of the HTML, that is the HTML tag itself. And then we need to give head if we want to give the title. Fine. So here I'll write the title tag, and in this use of frame and rules attribute, need to close the title and head. Body section will be started, and in body section table tag with attribute border attribute, and here any numeric value we can give to border. Fine. Then we need, after border, we need to start tr table row, and in tr we need to start td table description, and in this I'm writing row 1 column 1 and need to close the td. 2 row and 2 column I want to make in my table, so I'll copy the text for first column and I paste it and change the content. Only column 2, row 1 column 2, and here tr will be closed. tr. Fine. To close tr we need to put the slash, and I'll copy this because this is the complete text and tags to create table first row of the table. So here I'll write row 2 and row 2. If I want to create one more row, then again I can paste it and change the content only. This is row 3 and column 1. Fine. So this is the table with 3 rows and 2 columns. I'll save it with frame.html. Frame.html. And in last we need to close the table tag, and after that body tag along with HTML. Now we need to save it again and check the output. Ctrl+O to open any file in the web browser. So here you can see this is the table we made now. If we want to increase the one more column in this table, so how we can? If we want to increase, we can create one more column. So for that we need to use the d tag, row 1, and this is the column 3. And the same code we need to write in the next row, that is the second row. In that also we need to write over here row 2 it is and column 3. Then here also in last row, this is the row 3 and column 3. Save it and check the output. We need to refresh the page. So you can check here, this is the table with 3 rows and 3 columns. Fine. Now we will start the use of the frame attribute. Frame. If we want to give the border above the table, below the table, on the left side, on the right side, on both left and right side, on top and bottom of the table, so we can use the different values of the frame attribute. First table will keep as it is. We'll just copy the table and paste it to observe the changes. We'll copy the code and paste it over here. And this second table, in this table here, we'll use the frame attribute. And first of all, we'll use the value above. Frame with value above. If we check the output, fine. What we need to do? We need to give some space. This space I have given in notepad by enter key will not be entertained by the user. So we need to write here BR to give the break. To give the break of one line. So we need to use the BR tag, and BR is the empty tag. So now you can check, and you can also check over here that I have used the frame attribute with value above. So no edge is displayed, only one border is there on that table and that border is above. That border is above. You can observe the changes. Fine. Again I'll copy the table, also copy the BR tag and paste it in the last. And now we will change the value of the frame attribute. So here I'll write below. Above we have used, below we'll write over here. And again check the output. Here you can see one border is given below the table. Under all the columns of this table, one border is displayed below, because in this we have used the value of frame attribute below. Now we will use border value of the frame attribute. Border value of the frame attribute. BORDER. So friends, you can understand this border. What will be? All borders will appear, because as we give the border attribute of the table tag, then we can see the border of our table. So check the output. We have used the border value of the frame attribute. So here you can see, we have written the border value of the frame attribute. So the border is appeared on all four sides, and same output will come if we use the value box. If we use the value box, in this we'll use the value box. So it will display in the form of a box. Check and tell me, is there any difference between these two? In this we have used the value of the border, value of the frame attribute is border, and in this we have used the value box, but no changes there. It means border and box display all four sides border or lines on all four sides, top, bottom, left and right of the table. Can anyone tell me the first value of the frame attribute? This one. In this, which value of frame attribute I have used? Above. In second, below, because only one line is there, one frame is there, one border is there, and this is the border and this is the box. Now we will use edge sides. What is the meaning of edge sides? Horizontal sides, and horizontal sides are top and bottom. Horizontal. So again we need to copy the text, and here we will use the value. What value we will use? Edge sides. Edge sides, and you can check the output. Edge sides, horizontal sides. Edge sides over here means horizontal, on top and bottom, on top and bottom. If you want to display the border only on the top, then you can use the value above. If you want to display only on the bottom, you can use the value below. But if you want to display the line or border on the horizontal side, means on the top and bottom, then you need to use the edge sides. Also we can use V sides. Also we can use the value V sides. V sides. So we need to write here V sides. This will display the border on the vertical sides. Vertical sides. Verticals are the column and horizontal are the row. So vertical sides. V side means vertical side. So you can check the border on the left and right. You can check the border over left and right edge of the table. This is the V sides. This is the edge sides, horizontal sides. This is the box group, below, above. Okay. Next we can use, if we want to give only on the left side or we want to give only on the right side. Fine. First we'll use LHS, left hand side. LHS. We want to give border only on the left hand side. Left hand side. Here you can see left hand side. And same we can take on right hand side. For that we need to write RHS, right hand side. RHS, right hand side. So friends, you can check over here right hand side, and one value is void. If you don't want to display any border, So you can use the value void. Void means null. VOID. So you can check over here. VOID. No border is displayed. So friends, here we have used all the values of frame attribute. These are above, below, LHS, left hand side, RHS, right hand side, border, box, and H sides and V sides, also void. So now we will use rules attribute. Rules. What is the use of the rules attribute? In frame we give the outer border, but in rules attribute we give the inside border. We give the inside border, as is border, inside border. So on the same table we will apply different values of the rules attribute. First we'll apply the all and groups are same, as like border and box value of the frame attribute is same. In rules attribute all and groups value same. Fine. We'll again copy and paste this table, and here we will use the rules attribute. Rules. And what its value will take? We will take first value all. Means we want to display the all interior borders. All interior borders. So we can check here. Fine. All borders are here. All interior borders. Okay. Now we will use the value calls. Means we want to display our table data in the form of columns. In the form of columns. So we can use the value calls. Here I'll write calls. If we want to display our table data in the form of columns, we want to display only the border for columns. So we have used calls. So you can check here only columns border is displayed. Rows border is not displayed. Only columns. So we can use the value calls. Fine. Now we want to display the data in the form of rows. Only rows border should be appeared. So we can change the value of the rules attribute, and here we can write rows. So you can check over here the output of the rules attribute with rows. Display the borders between the rows only, and this is displayed the border between the columns only, because calls at value we have used, and here rows, and this is the value of rules attribute all, and group is same. Now last value for this is none. Means you don't want to display any interior border, so none value you can use. None. So for none value, again we'll copy the same code and we'll change the value of the rules. What we will write? None. Means we don't want to display any interior border, any of the interior border for the table. So you can check over here. This is the rules output, rules attribute of the table tag with the value none. So friends, these are the two attributes of the table, frame and rules, and you can use these attributes with different values, and you need to use these attributes in your table so that you can practice and you can learn the use of these attributes. It can be asked, like output will be given and it will be asked to you that tell in this output which attribute and its value is used. So easily you can tell. You first check that which here border is given on which side of the table. It is given on the right side only. So we can tell that RHS, right hand side value of the frame attribute, because to give the outer border of the table we need to use the attribute frame, and to give the inner border of the table we need to use the rules attribute. So friends, thank you everyone. Keep watching the videos, keep doing the practice.